Welcome to the first inaugural San Diego Movie Awards, and I have the pleasure of interviewing tonight Maurizio Paganelli, who is the producer of one of the films that's been nominated for Best Feature. That film is called EST. And we have the distinction of welcoming Maurizio all the way from Italy. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. I'm very honored and excited to be here for the first time in San Diego to present my movie.
Well, we're excited to have you. Tell me a little bit about what the movie is about. I understand it's based on something that actually happened to you.
Yeah, yes. This film for me is not the film that I produced, but for me it's important because it's a film based on my true story that I lived in 1989 when I was only 23 years old. And it's a true story, very emotional for me, that I lived with two friends of mine when we decided to visit the East countries of Europe. If you remember, during that time there was the Berlin Mauer, the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall divided in two sides the Europe, West and East Europe. And for us it was very difficult to know what's happened in the other side of the Europe. So we decided to try to discover this part of Europe.
This was a very bold thing. Your parents or people who knew about this probably said, this is crazy.
Yeah, yes, you have to imagine now the same situation you can find in Korea. There is North Korea and South Korea, and there are two different countries. In that period in Europe was similar. West Europe with Germany, England, France, Italy, we had everything. And if you went to, for example, to the other side to discover what's happening in Romania, Hungary, or other countries, was very, very different. But for us, we were young, it was very important to try to discover.
So this movie is about these three Italian boys who actually have their eyes opened because they encounter a culture, a society, a people who are living under very different circumstances in communist Hungary and Romania.
Yes, it's a movie as many things. One of the most important thing for me, it was the friendship of the three guys, the friendship, but above all the solidarity that we decided to have with these people, because for us it was a very shock to discover this part of Europe. We didn't know that it was the Europe was very, very different for Italy, for example. And you will discover this different when you will watch the movie. It's a movie you can laugh because it's the story of the three guys, young guys, but you can cry. So in the same movie you laugh and you cry.
It sounds wonderful. Tell me a little bit, Maurizio, about the production. Was it shot mostly in Italy, or were you able to go on location in Romania?
So the film for me was important that was shot in the same location where I lived the true story. So the movie is shot in Italy, in Cesena, where I lived. Cesena is a city very close from Bologna and Rimini, in seaside resorts, and Adriatic coast, Adriatic Sea. And then you will find Budapest, Hungary, and then Romania, in Bucharest and Romania. So it's a road movie. And the first screening was 2 years ago in Venice, during the Festival of Venice.
So I'm presuming then that most of the production was finished before the pandemic hit.
Just before the pandemic. We finished just when the pandemic will begin. And the past production was during the first pandemic. There was a little stop of pandemic. We were in Venice, and after the premiere in Venice, another time the pandemic. So the movie was in the cinema just one years ago, and we went in many festival, independent festival around the world.
I think it's worthy of note that because of the pandemic, a lot of work that was produced either just before or during this pandemic has not been seen. And I think that's also true of your movie.
Yeah.
Did you say, oh my goodness, I wish the pandemic hadn't hit because we had this great movie and now we can't really see it that many places?
Yes. So I am very happy for the success of the movie, like the author of the story, but I'm not very happy like the producer of the movie, because the pandemic stopped very in the cinemas. Yeah, but
Maurizio, we hope that with the screening here tonight, or not, rather, it's Thursday night at the
yes.
San Diego Movie Awards here in Balboa Park, that we will be putting out the word about this marvelous film, EST, from Italy, nominated for Best Feature, and we'll cross our fingers. Maybe you will be the winner of the Best Feature.
thank you. Across the finger.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.